Hello and good morning, it's Phil Thatch and I'm here walking along the side of Hunter Road in the city I live in. And last night I was driving home from work and I came by this little area that I'm walking towards right now, and there were some beautiful yellow wildflowers there on the side of the road, and I said, you know what, that might give me something to go take pictures of tomorrow. So there's not really good parking right beside these flowers, so I had to park a little ways away and walk down to them, but I'm heading there now to make some photos of them. And I have my Nikon Z FC and the FTZ adapter and the 105 f2.8 f-mount macro lens. I figured that would be my best bet at getting some good photos of these flowers. They're pretty big. I think they are, I want to call them lazy Susans, but they're like black-eyed Susans is what they're called, I think. We'll see, but anyway, I'm almost there. Okay, so there are the flowers. Look how tall that thing is. I'm 6'3", and it's a good 2 feet taller than me. And this is the beginning of a bridge that goes over a creek. You can't really see the water, but there is water down there behind all that brush and foliage. But anyway, let's get the camera out and see if I can get a picture. This location has been fantastic so far, other than the noise from all the cars going by and the wind that the cars going by bring. This big yellow flower behind me has been awesome, and I'll show you some photos from here. Not really sure what kind of flower this is. Google says it's some sort of a wild daisy. I really don't know, but it sure was beautiful. And when I first started making photographs, there was bright sunlight, and so that brought out the colors even more. Now this, Google identifies this as some sort of a cutthroat primrose, but the primrose I'm familiar with are pink. I made a photograph of this, and also I saw a hummingbird come up and feed on one of these. Now you'll notice the other two pictures, the aperture is stopped down a whole lot, but I stepped way back for this shot, and for that you need a more wide open aperture to get a blurry background, so I shot this one at f3. I also noticed some other flowers while I was out here in this location, just a little ways down from the big yellow flower, and I made some photos of these as well. A lot of times I see this sort of flower growing on the side of the lake, kind of this thing right here, and even more likely I see these up here, very similar flower. I think these only grow places really near where the water table is high or something. But you can see these are beautiful, and I made some photos of them and some other things while I was taking a break from the yellow flower. Google identifies this one as a wild potato vine. Really beautiful. I love the pink or magenta or fuchsia center of this flower, and I made a number of photographs of these, and really they were all kind of about the same, so I just picked my favorite one and showed you just one photo instead of lots and lots of repetitiveness. But eventually I came back over to the yellow flower, and you know, every time I do macro photography, I say this, you may recall me saying this before, but it takes me a little while to kind of get in the groove of doing macro photography. The compositions are a lot different and yet the same, but it takes a minute to get your head around. And I think when I came back over to the yellow flower, I was able to make some better shots. And I noticed some bugs on the flower. Matter of fact, there's one right there. You probably can't see that. But there's these, they almost look like fireflies, but they're yellow and black. And they are all over this flower. And when I was here the first time, I didn't notice them at all. So let's look at some of the flower photos I got on my second trip over here to the big yellow flower. Google identifies this little creature as a goldenrod soldier beetle. Certainly an appropriate name for it. I made lots of photos of these, and I picked out my very favorite one, the sharpest one, to show you. And the next photograph is of one of these beautiful yellow flowers before it opens up. You know, I love to make photos of flowers before they have fully developed. I think they are beautiful in that phase. All right, so the moral of today's video is keep your eyes open when you're doing your regular driving, your regular commute. You never know, you might look off to the side of the road and see something really fun to photograph. You know, I didn't have to drive more than about 5 minutes from my house to get here, and I ended up finding something that was a whole lot of fun to photograph. Wildflowers, not a garden or anything, just growing on the side of the road. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If so, a thumbs up is really appreciated, greatly helps me out. And if you want to see some more weird stuff like this, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that stuff that YouTubers are always begging for. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.